up, you guys? This is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today we are back with another installment of the weekly Nightwave. Now, for those of you guys who have absolutely no clue what this series is all about, basically this is where we go ahead and take a look at all of the available Nightwave missions for the week. Then we find the most effective ways to take them on, or find some fun alternatives to take on really boring missions. And trust me, we have one this week that is really gonna make me pound my head on the table. Regardless, I do have to apologize. I might look a little bit crazy because I did just come from the gym. But today we will also be taking a look at napalm grenades as well as the Wolf of Saturn 6 Captura scene, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I have not jumped into quite yet, so I'm really excited to see that. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with the Nightwave. You better be, honey! So, one of the things that I'm going to point out real quick is one of the first ones that we took on is Agent, which is complete a mission, so that is the daily one. We also have Assassin, which is complete 3 assassination missions. We'll talk about that in a second. We still have our daily one from yesterday, which is Communicator, which is Mark 2 of 5, Mark 5 mods or resources. I could have been marking resources this whole time. Okay, call Rob stupid because legitimately I've just been looking for mods, but now you also know. We have Cache Hunter, find all caches in sabotage missions, in 3 sabotage missions. Earth Bounty Hunter. This is where Rob starts twitching because I'm like, no, not again. Complete 8 bounties in the plains of Eidolon. We have Not a Warning Shot, which is kill 500 enemies. We have Operative, complete 3 spy missions. Protector, complete 3 mobile defense missions. Vault Looter, I don't know why my brain just turned off there. Unlock 4 Orokin Derelict Vaults. Ascendant, complete 4 Halls of Ascension on Lua. Elite Test Subject, complete 3 rounds in Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. Night Terror, complete 10 Nightmare missions of any type. I didn't say Nightwave this week. You see that? So nothing absolutely too difficult whatsoever. I think the only one that might be a bit of a pain that we'll take on this Tuesday night. So if you guys don't know, I have a community stream at Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time where we kind of take on some of the Nightwaves, just in case you guys don't have any clanmates or friends on to help you out. Not that this is a clanmate exclusive one, but we just get together and we knock out some of the more irritating ones. So let's go ahead and jump to the 2s that I've already completed, which is complete a mission, super duper easy as a daily, and then the next one is complete 3 assassination missions. I actually finished this one super duper fast, and I would highly suggest if you guys want to knock it out real quick, just jump into, where is it? It is on Phobos, and I believe it is Iliad, because it's the Surgeon. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, this is just a standard Corpus unit, and basically you can take him out in like 2 shots with any good weapon, maybe even 1 shot with, if you get really good with like a headshot and just knock him out. So it's super duper fast, and you just breeze through the mission. You'll be done before you even know it. So that's gonna be my recommendation for the assassination ones. Now, when it comes to Cache Hunter, I highly suggest going into one of the Corpus missions. Now, I don't know what got into me, and I started taking them on Earth, and Earth is definitely one of the more painstaking ones, but if you find some of the Corpus missions, they tend to be far more straightforward and are not hidden in any weird nooks and crannies, so go for Corpus missions. I wouldn't, maybe not even on Jupiter, just straight up like Mars or just something very simple. That's where things tend to be the easiest. 8 bounties in the plains of Eidolon. Okay, this is gonna be one of those ones that just hurts my soul because the last time we had to do 8 bounties, it was on Orvalis, which I guess was fine. But my challenge for you guys this week is when you do your bounty hunter missions, I highly suggest taking a frame that you have not used in a long time. Find that frame that you used to love ages ago, but you've kind of been playing with like other new things, and just dig them out of your closet. And what you can actually see is, you saw that I was actually playing with Baruch. As many of you guys know, I've been farming the hell out of ESO for Fire Feet, the Fire Feet ephemera. And today, like literally on screen, because I'd been farming this for so long and using Saturn for so long, I decided to kind of mix it up a little bit. So me personally, I slapped on Baruch because I hadn't used them in a while, and it made me feel a lot better. It was a lot more fun, and I was enjoying myself more. So for those of you guys who might be getting a little bit burnt out with some of these missions, mix it up with a frame Warframe you haven't touched in a while. Now, not a warning shot is going to get completed with basically anything. In fact, I think you could probably easily knock that out when you go ahead and do Elite Test Subject. In fact, one of the things that I would say is, I believe one of the daily missions was kill like 150 enemies or something. I was able to do that with a Spore build Saturn, literally in the first round of Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. So the not a warning shot, you'll be able to knock that out pretty quickly with just doing your ESO one if you equip Saturn. Moving along, Operative, complete 3 spy missions. God, no. But you know what? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you have a specific spy frame that you absolutely love? You guys know that I basically revert to Loki every single time, even though I will admit I feel that Avara is a little bit better. But I'm a basic bitch, so I'm going to be using my Loki. Complete 3 mobile defense missions, easy peasy. There's nothing too crazy about that at all. Spice these ones up. See if you can find like a mobile defense mission that lets you do Kuva at the same time. Vault Looter. Last time, you guys were super duper supportive. Like I was saying, play with your operator. I think that's a lot of fun if you just don't want to do the same old, same old. But a lot of people were saying that Neja was actually really, really good for this. And I went ahead and tested it out. And I have to admit, I did really enjoy using Neja for this until the wolf appeared. Again, I did it live on stream when I was knocking this out with Neja, so I had Neja and all 4 of the dragon keys, and then the wolf decided to come and say hi, and then, you know, it ensued this long, arduous fight that took me forever and ever. We took him down, it was no big deal, but we didn't get any drops from him because he's a little stank hooker. Ascendant, complete 4 Halls of Ascension challenges on Lua. You guys always have the best recommendations for this, but legitimately, here's a secret. If you just go on public and this mission is like live, I bet you anything that you're gonna have people completing the Ascendant missions for you. I mean, I know we make a lot of jokes about like public missions not necessarily being the greatest place to find really experienced players, but if you jump on this like tonight or tomorrow night, a lot of people are gonna be trying to knock this out, and then you'll mostly get lucky and they can probably knock it out for you. I'm just saying. Then of course we have Elite Test Subject, which is easy peasy. But do me a favor, if you do the 3 rounds of Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, stay for the 4th. Get your extra reward. Night Terror, complete any 10 nightmare missions of any type. Now, this you can merge in with, let's say, your mobile defense missions. So go ahead and get your mobile defense missions done with the Night Terror if you possibly can. And even better, like I said last week, I know y'all were making jokes about no shield mode for Hildren, but no energy drain. The energy drain mode with Hildren still feels pretty fucking good because you just stroll in using all your abilities like a champ and you're like, not really worried about energy drain, so go screw yourself. Definitely one of my favorites. So those are going to be my suggestions for this week. Let's go ahead and take a look at Napalm grenades, then we'll jump into the Wolf of Saturn 16, and then we'll talk about some of your comments from the previous video. Alrighty, so as you can see, we have the Secura Penta loaded up. This is an older build of mine. I'm sure I could play around with it a little bit more to make it better. However, I'm going to be honest with you, Napalm grenades isn't necessarily going to be the mod that makes you want to use the Penta again. However, it does introduce some very interesting changes. So one of the things that I want to go ahead and show you straight out of the gate is, number 1, it changes the damage of the Secura Penta from whatever the base is, which is Blast and Impact, all the way just straight to fire. And you'll notice that the impact goes away as well because it brings forth a very interesting change to the way this weapon works. However, before we go that route, I want to go ahead and show you just a couple things that you should take note of, because one of the things that I got really sad about was that you can't use this with tether grenades. So as you can see right here, I'm going to try to insert tether grenades in and it's going to say no, which is sad because it would have been glorious if tether grenades pulled everything into the napalm grenades. However, we can go ahead and use adhesive blast for this, which I'm not going to use, but we'll talk about later. I'm going to go ahead and toss down Firestorm, and we're going to make note. Now, for those of you guys who've never used the Penta before, it fires off a grenade that you can actually manually detonate. Very, very fun. However, in this instance of it, you'll actually note that it fires off and it explodes upon contact and it leaves this little patch of napalm on the ground. Now, the patch of Napalm on the ground doesn't actually deal direct damage to enemies, but what it will do is it will inflict a fire proc on them. But as you can see, instant. And this Napalm grenades also, when you max it out, adds additional status chance to the weapon itself. Now, I do have these enemies just kind of chilling, and I think I have invulnerability turned off, but that's going to be kind of scary. So one of the cool things that I do like about this is because of the fact that you get a lot of status. Well, not a lot of status, but a nice bump in the status chance to this. You can kind of spam it to wear down enemies and get status procs on it. It would have been nice. It would have, you notice why I moved away for a second, because that patch of damage was going to do some damage to me. It would have been nice if the patch of Napalm itself would actually apply the status and whatever from the weapon itself, but instead it's just a fire proc. So if you notice, I'm going to run over it and I get a heat proc. And if you look at it ticking away, it really doesn't do that much damage. So again, I'm going to go ahead and throw that down. It lasts for about 5 seconds, and the patch itself has about a 3 meter radius. So as you can see right there, it's not very powerful at all. If anything, what you're trading this in for is more the instant explosion as well as the bonus to status chance. Now me, do I think it's worth it? I think tether grenades is more interesting, personally. One of the things that I do want to note is that if you do use adhesive blast, you do regain control of the weapon's manual detonation. So what you'll notice is, let's see if I can stick it. So as you can see right there, it's sticking to the enemy, and then you can manually detonate it with adhesive blast if you want to go that route. Do I want to go that route? I don't think I care enough, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't think that I like the penta enough for me to really care all that much about it. But I just feel like tether grenades is so much more of a fun mod than this one is, but that's just my own personal taste. If you guys want to see what tethered grenades is, let's go ahead and toss that on really, really quick, and then let's jump into the Captura, because I'm really excited to see how that one all plays out too. So let me know down in the comments below which one you actually prefer better. I'm not a big fan of the penta I used to be a big fan of the penta way back in the day. I'm just not a big fan of it now. It just does not necessarily call out to me. Let me go ahead and toss Firestorm on there as well. It's not a bad weapon for the star chart. It's fine, but I feel like, and I think that you guys know this, I kind of stray away from weapons that are going to end up killing me. Because if I can kill I'm such an effective killer. I'm such an effective killer that legitimately, what ends up happening is I end up killing myself. So as you can see right there. Oh, and the thing is, they can't be moved because unfortunately I do have them immovable. So let me do this real quick. Sorry. Invulnerability. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and toss this at them. And then it yanks them all. Or it attempts to yank them all in, slowly but surely. I think that is far more entertaining than any of it. Just to see them try to run, and you're like, nope, you're not going anywhere. So me personally, tether grenades, but let's go ahead and kill all of those enemies off, and then jump into the Captura scene real quick. So as you can see right here, I should have it unlocked. Please don't betray me. Ooh, right as that comes through. So Wolf of Saturn 6. This is the Saturn 6 scene, and this looks to be like the jailbreak scene that we have, which is slightly under. Oh, wait. I was like, oh, this is slightly underwhelming, but it gets cooler as you go in. Oh, I like it. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna end up using this for much. I mean, that's a pretty cool. Oh, that's right there. You get the nice Saturn ring. Is there any way to kind of like maybe we could, okay, like a little cloud action, Like, I like the geometric bars. I'm trying to, like, view this from, like, a little Instagram mood right now. So I'm going to say I approve of that. Is there anything else down here? Or is that pretty much, I think that might be it. There's no more secrets hiding. So that is gonna bring us to the near close of this episode. But before we do, I want to thank you guys so much last week for everybody who came through and was giving suggestions on the index one. My favorite one by far was definitely the Korra Strangledome one. I just put a Strangledome on their base. I put a Strangledome in my base. Don't ask me why. But I have to say one interesting thing that I really freaking liked. I saw a Revenant all posted up during the indexing, and he was just thralling all of the enemies. And I was like, well, that makes it very easy as well. Thank you for that assistance. And the other thing that I wanted to go ahead and address was everybody who was coming through with Bursting Mass and kind of giving me some feedback as to like why some of the damage numbers are off and why I was like skewed that way. It was mainly because of the fact that multi-shot was kind of interfering with how many orbs were coming out. The only thing I do have to say is that I wanted to show Bursting Mass with a fully modded weapon. So there was kind of no way for me to escape showing off a fully modded weapon because of the fact that it would be missing multi-shot and it wouldn't give the true full performance of the weapon. So I'm very sorry about that. If there's maybe any other creative way that you guys think would be a good way to test it, let me know down in the comments below. But, you know, like I said, I wanted multi-shot to be in there so that we could see like how it performed at like full mast. You know, we don't want to judge things when they're just flaccid and limp. We let them grow if they need to grow, because that's where you really want to do the measuring, if you know what I mean. Regardless, that does about do it for me for now. If you guys have any suggestions or any like interesting takes on how to tackle the missions this week that will keep us from being insanely bored, especially with that 8 bounties ones, toss that in the comments below. And again, sorry I didn't mark on your comments last time. I was trying to get out the door for that interesting night. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys next time. So as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch yo body. I'll see you on the Nightwave. Bye!